of Builderall. Let me make sure that I am live in my group. Let's see. Cool. I'm live in my group. Today is Friday live Q&A day. So that's always a really cool day because a lot of the times when you guys ask questions, I'm just responding in text or sending you a video. But I love on Fridays how I am able to actually interact with you and actually talk with you and hear your questions in real time. So, hey, Ariel. Nice to have you here today. I am here it's earlier than our normal time because I know that we have people all over the world who are members of the group. So I want to make sure that I am available for them as well. So spontaneously, maybe not so spontaneously, maybe I will I will let you guys know a little bit more ahead of time. I will do the Friday Q&A at a different time so that everyone has the ability to ask questions. So Ariel says, grateful you have this session. Yay, I'm so glad. I hope it helps. So while I wait for everyone to pop in, I want to show you, this is a common question that I have all the time, and it is about the email marketing form. When you're setting up your funnel, you have an opt-in page, and then you have an email confirmation page, and then you have your thank you page, okay? But a lot of times, especially when you're brand new and you're setting this up, when you are trying to test your funnel, it doesn't go to the right places. So I'm actually going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you. Let me click out of there. I'm going to show you exactly how you can set that up. So Ariel says, how do you do a double opt-in? I can actually show you. So I'm going to share my screen here. Okay. So what we're going to do first is just add a email marketing form. Okay. So we already have the panels here. I'm going to go to email marketing, and you see we have these forms that we can choose from. No matter what form you choose, they're all customizable. So I'm going to go ahead and just left click and drag the form to my panel. And as soon as you drag the form, it wants you to choose a list. Okay. You can create a new list here, or you can choose one of the other lists that you have available. So I'm just going to choose this list, and I'm going to click save. Now, when you do that, it's going to pull in all of the fields that you have set up in your list. So if you had phone number and, different, check boxes or different things like that, it's going to pull in whatever you set up in Mailingboss, those fields. Okay. So when you left click on the form, you could click here to set the action of the form. And this is where people get confused. Okay. So the subscribe pending page is a double opt-in, and then I'll show you, Ariel, how you can set that up in Mailingboss. But a double opt-in is basically where they opt into the funnel, and they enter their information in the form, and then they immediately go to the subscribe pending page, which is also an email confirmation page. So you can put that page here, and all you need to do to set this link is just left click, and you can choose any of the pages you already have in your website, or you can paste a URL here. So once you have that page set, that's going to be the page where you say, congratulations, you opted in, whatever you want to say. And then you're going to give them directions to go to their email, to check their email, look for the email for you. I usually say check within 5 minutes. And then they need to open that email, and they need to click the link in the email to go to whatever you're offering. So if you're offering a free ebook, then you want to say on this subscribe pending page, hey, congratulations, you're almost there. Go to your email, click the link to get your free ebook. And then when you send them to this page here, these subscribe confirm page, this is the page you're going to deliver the ebook on. So by the time they've gotten to this page, they've entered their information on the opt-in page. They've gone to this page here to be told, what to do next. And they've gone to their email, they've opened their email, they've clicked the link, and then they've gone to this page. This page here, I usually just use the default, but you can actually create a custom page if you want them to, when they choose to unsubscribe. So if they decide that they don't want your emails anymore, then they're going to click unsubscribe in the email, and then this is going to be the page that you send them to at that point. Okay, so I hope that that clarifies that, because I know that's really confusing. It's like when you're brand new, you set your funnel up and everything, and then you're like, why isn't this going to the correct places? There's also a place that you can go to inside Mailingboss to accomplish the same thing. So I'm just going to enter Mailingboss right now. And I'm going to show you, Ariel, how you can set that up. So I'm going to go to a list I already have created. It's my sample list that I just showed you there. So I'm going to click here to update. And if you look under the fields, you'll see that I have name and email. Okay, so that's the fields that I had set up in this list. And that's why when I click to connect that form to my email list, this specific list, then these are the fields that show up. But again, if I had, phone number in here and I wanted to send text messages and things, I would obviously need the phone number. Then I could select any of the forms or any of the fields that I want here. And then when I pulled up and connected that form to this list, it would show that as well. So Ariel says, helpful, thank you. Awesome. Okay, so to create a double opt-in, you need to go to update, and you can go to advanced. And here's where you're going to choose a double opt-in. Highly, highly recommend double opt-in. The reason is because you want to make sure that you're getting a real email address. I could go back to this form if it was a live version, and I could put in a name as Santa Claus, and then my email address could be Santa Claus at the North Pole 46918 at Gmail, and it's going to let me go through. So if I want to just get your free offer and I don't want to give my email, I could just put in a fake email, and then I could just go immediately to the offer for a single opt-in, because you totally eliminate the email confirm page. So if this was a single opt-in here, then there would be no page here, because it would bypass. Even if you set this to a page, it's going to bypass it, because for a single opt-in, you're not confirming. It's just going to automatically confirm and then go to this page here. So if you're giving away something of value, you want to make sure you did the work. You want to make sure that you're getting a valid email. Plus, you want to make sure that that person really does want to hear from you, and they're not just trying to get a free ebook or whatever. The other side to that is that with a double opt-in, especially if you have a brand new email address, you need to build that reputation. It's almost like your own email brand. You have to build the reputation of your brand. You have to build the reputation of a brand new email address as well. So you really need to have a professional email address, because if you don't, Mailingboss is going to default to this ugly email address, and you're probably going to end up in the spam folder. Since this is my training account, I don't have any verified email addresses, but if I did, it would be here in the drop-down menu. So to set it up as double opt-in, you simply need to come here and choose your list, go to update, go to advanced, and then you can choose single or double opt-in. So part of that, building the reputation, I get this question a lot too. Why do my emails keep ending up in the spam folder? It's because you need to build that reputation of your email address. So there's a few ways that you can do that, and a double opt-in is definitely the best way, because if they have to confirm their email is valid in the list, then now it's valid. And so when your email responder goes and sends out a bunch of emails to this email address, they're not getting bounced away and then hurting your email reputation. They're actually going to the inbox. So the first step is to get it to the inbox. Okay, that's the first step of building a reputation. So Get them to the inbox by doing a double opt-in. The next step is getting them to open. That builds your reputation too. So, and obviously it builds your sales because now they're opening your emails. So how do you get them to open? Create great subject lines. You don't use words like click here or free offer or things like that, because that will it will prompt the email aggregators, or whatever you want to call them, like Yahoo and Gmail, to put it in the promotions folder instead of their actual inbox. So there's a whole science and routine that goes along with all of this. Okay. So the next step, once you've gotten them to open the emails, is you want them to click somewhere in the email. So you always want to have a call to action. So if you are getting your emails opened, and, first of all, if you're getting them to the inbox, that's step one. Then if you get them to open, that's even better. And then if you get them to click, that's even better. So you can do things to build up your reputation, like do challenges. Shelly did a happiness challenge where she set up a whole funnel, and it was like 30 days of how to be a happy person. And she every day sent like an article and different things like that she could help them to be a happy person, like different tips. So if you are a person who signs up for a 30-day happiness challenge, you want to put in a correct email address, and you want to open those emails because you're interested in the content that was promised, and it was promised by email, right? So to get the article, you would then have to click the link. So that's a great way to build up your email reputation. So I hope that I answered that question for you. Ariel, you said, let's see, is it bad to ask for phone numbers too? Absolutely not. But there are people who don't want to put their phone numbers in. And that's just a personal thing. You're going to decrease your opt-in to that funnel, unless, the best way to do like a phone number thing is on your website. So you have built a little bit more reputation, or maybe create a sales page where you're asking for the phone number to your email list. Maybe that would help. Or if you are offering some, you could set it up. I'm just brainstorming here. You could set it up to where, to get the free ebook, they have to enter their phone number, and then you can text them the ebook. So there are lots of options. If you want to ask for the phone number, you have to go to fields here. And you need to have, especially if you're going to be sending text messages through the SMS feature, which we have in Builderall, so that's super awesome. You have to have the phone number prefix dropdown added. So all you need to do is just click that, and it adds to your form. And what this does is it tells the system, hey, here's the country code of where this is coming from. When you're sending text messages, you have to have a country code, especially when you're advertising. There could be people all over the world that are looking at your offer. Another thing is sometimes international numbers are really expensive, so maybe you only want to send text messages to people in the United States. The price for texting with Builderall, for phone numbers in the United States, it's like 0.008 cents per United States text message. So that's really cheap. And the cool thing is you do have to buy credits, but you can start at like $20, and that'll last you forever. So you don't have to pay. Like a lot of text systems will make you pay to have the system, and then you have to pay for each text message you send. But with Builderall, it's just integrated into our system, and then you just pay for the credits that you use. So to add your phone number prefix, obviously it needs to be required. So I'll actually just show you what that looks like. So we'll just go ahead and add that. Let's make this the third field in our form. And then of course we need to now, once you have the prefix, the drop-down prefix, then you need to add the phone number. So we'll go ahead and add that. We'll say, yes, it's required, but you could put not required on your your opt-in. So if you are afraid that people will be turned off by that, you don't have to say required, and you'll actually be surprised how many people will, even if you say not required, they just see the form there and then they'll just put their phone number in. So that is one strategy you could use if you want to collect phone numbers. So I'm actually going to, we'll make this the fourth field. So once you have set the order that you want these fields in your list to appear on the form, I'm going to change this to 3. So what I'm doing is I'm sorting these fields. So I want on the form, I want the name to be first, the email to be second, I want the prefix to be third, and then I want the phone number field to be fourth. So once I have all of that set up, I'm just going to click Save Changes, and then I can go back to my form, and then I can click here to set the link again. Actually, click here to set the list, the little gearbox there. And then I'm going to choose my list, which was sample. And when I click save, now you see that it has updated the form because we just added more fields to it. So I'm going to go ahead and save. And we'll say that's fine. And then let's see, I think not that one. So to view the live version, let me go ahead and republish to make sure it saved those changes. So let's check out this page. So here's what it's going to look like when you're collecting the information for the name, email, and then see they have to choose which country they're in. And that's going to be because when you're texting, you have to choose the country code. So United States, it's +1, but they need to enter in whatever country they're from. So, and you can actually, even on the list, you can remove, you can go through the list here. And if you don't want phone numbers from a specific country, like let's say that you're sending international numbers, and I wish I knew all of the prices to help you. Hey, Billy. But say you're sending out text messages and you're like, oh my gosh, when I send to that one country, it's $1 a text message. Maybe you want to remove that. This is a great way to do that. So if you see, hey, that's too expensive, that country, I just want to eliminate that altogether, you could just click remove to remove that country from the list. So let's see. So anyway, so when they're filling all the information out, they have to choose the country code, and then they can just type in their phone number and then click my button. So I hope that answered your question. So do you guys have any more questions for me? Let me actually check the Zoom and make sure. I don't think anybody, let me stop sharing here. I know we're at a weird time, so I see that I don't have a lot of people trying to join me. So I know you guys are probably like me. You're just like still trying to get into your day and all that. And I kind of woke up feeling under the weather. So I'm a little bit nauseous. I'm trying to fight all of that off right now. But so if you didn't notice, my office is getting different. I need to now move my pictures. I just got this new desk, so I'm completely trying to get everything organized. I feel like my office is a constant evolving evolving project. I'm just never exactly happy with exactly how it looks. So let's see. Uh, Cosmos, is that your real name? Let me see. You know, I wonder if you're clicking the wrong. Let me actually, I'm gonna click this link here. Um, because I had to, since my normal meeting time is at 2 p.m., I had to change the time, and I wonder if it changed the link now on the invitation. Let me go ahead. I'm going to edit the group video, and I'm going to go ahead and add this link here to make sure that you guys have the right link to join me. So I'm going to click save, and if you refresh your screen, you should have the direct Zoom link there to be able to join me. So I think maybe you were in the wrong meeting. Cosmos says it is thanks to my dad. Oh, Michael says doing great, Bridget. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Even though I'm not feeling that great. Like, I gotta answer your guys' questions. I can't just leave you on the weekend with unanswered questions. Like, that is ridiculous. So, do you guys have any other questions? I definitely don't want to abandon you, but I don't have a full-blown lesson here, because it is Friday Q&A. So I always leave this to you guys to determine what I'm going to show you. But I've actually been working all week to reshoot all of the cheetah videos. That's why I've kind of touched on cheetah today, since we did all of the updates and everything. There's so many more cool things that I can share. And so that's been my main project for the week. So Monroy says, hi, Bridget, what's the correct way to move someone from one list to another after having them go through a sequence? In this case, after day 10 sequence, I want to put them in a broadcast email. Let me admit. Let's see. So let me actually just show you here. I saw that someone was trying to come in and then it just disappeared. So, okay. When I share my screen, I won't, I was wanting to make sure if you wanted to get in here that you could. As soon as I share my screen, it's like really hard to see when people pop in. So I'm going to go ahead and do that so that I can answer Monroy's question. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And hopefully you can see that. So I'm going to go back to Mailingboss and I'm going to choose the same list. So the best way, if you guys are brand new to Mailingboss, the best way to set all of this up is to go to workflow. And you'll see here, if we name this workflow, I'm just going to call it sample because that's what my list was called. And I'm going to click save. So now I've created a workflow called sample. Okay. So on this workflow, you can start any way you want. You can start with a tag, you can start with an instant message or sequence or list or any of that. So there are a few different ways that you can do that. You could drag your list here, and then of course you could connect it. Let me just go ahead and connect it to sample, and we'll say okay. And then you could have your email sequence. And let's see, this is my training account, so I don't even really know everything that's in here. So if I had an email sequence connected to this, and we'll just say this is it. Actually, I don't want to just, I like to just show you what it is. So let me, okay, we'll just do it like this. All right. So let's say this is our email sequence, and we have several emails that are coming from here. Let me think about that. So this would be our email sequence. Then we have all of the emails. I would say probably to add a tag. So if you add a tag to that email, then you could, there's so many different ways. You could just start your workflow like with the tag. Okay. So you set a tag in that 10-day email sequence, and then you go here and then you can just say what tag it is. So if you tag them on that on the last email, and then you, let's say the tag is, we'll just say finished. That's your tag. Okay. So as soon as, no matter where they're at in your list and Mailingboss, okay, if they get tagged the word finished, then whatever you choose to happen here is going to happen. So starting with a tag in a workflow is definitely the best way to do that. So if you, as soon as they're tagged finished, then you could set up an email campaign here, or you could just let the 10-day sequence go to the end, and then just, you know, go to, if you wanted to send a broadcast email to, let's just go to lists. Let's say I wanted to send a broadcast email to my sample list. I'm just going to go here. We'll just go create new. And then I would just call this sample, whatever I want to call it. And then you can just choose regular broadcast here. And then you can choose the list. But you could also choose the tag. So if you tagged them the word finished, then you could just come in here whenever you wanted to send a broadcast email. And then you could say, I only want to send to the people in this list that have the word tagged in their profile. Okay. So I hope that answers your question. There are 100 different ways of doing that. But that's probably the easiest way for me to explain to you without seeing your whole setup. All right, let me stop sharing here. All right, guys. So I see no one's trying to get in. We don't have any more questions. I'm going to refresh my screen here. All right. No more questions. All right, guys. So it's Friday. So yay, it's the weekend. I'm super excited. I wish that I could say I had some really amazing plans this weekend, but I'm actually just going to be, I love like Monday through Friday, I work on Builderall stuff. But then on the weekend, I love to work on my own stuff, which is still Builderall. But I'm always in Builderall. So that's my life. I love Builderall, and there's so many different uses for everything. It's like when I do a training for you guys to show you how to do something, I cannot wait to go and do the same thing on my websites or sales funnels. So I hope you guys do the same thing, because applying what you've learned is such a great strategy for, especially with so much to learn. Cosmos says, thanks, Bridget. Monroe says, yes, thank you. Bridget, that helped. Awesome. I'm so glad. Um, Daly says, thanks. You explained so well. Awesome. I appreciate it. All right, guys. I hope you have an excellent weekend. I think I might go take some Tylenol and take a nap. My head is like pounding. So, have an awesome weekend, and I will see you back here Monday, same time, same place. Well, we won't say same time because it's going to be our normal time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So have a great weekend, everyone. Bye.